Very good.
Okay, I'm going to start by asking, how can you guys get this award when you didn't have a movie out last year?
There was a little film called Wedding Crashers that some of you might have seen. And,
But that was a couple of years ago.
That seems to have a little bit of firepower. Yes.
Why'd you get back together for Internship? What was it about this one?
Mortgages.
Made sense.
Can you talk about a little bit about Google's involvement in shooting this?
Google's involvement? Yeah. Well, Google, I remember when Vince had this idea and was working on it and called me up and was telling me about it and set it up for us to go to Google.
That was fun.
And it was like, you know, you kind of walk into this place and it couldn't have been friendlier. It didn't seem like a place that I would get work on. I think you have to have a lot of like self-discipline to work at a place like that. It seemed more like kind of like, you know, a class where it was like you figure out your own curriculum. And I did better with kind of a kick in the pants. I was one of those players.
Google was great. You know, for me, I thought the concept of the film is that I unfortunately know a lot of people who were losing their jobs, and not just losing their jobs, but the jobs that they were doing kind of not being in demand. And at the same time, I saw all the 60 Minutes and other things where Google was concerned, where it looked like it was really thriving. They were inventing stuff. It looked like there was good salaries. Yeah, they were living the dream. They're out playing Quidditch and eating food and taking naps. It's very different. So the process was to think of two guys who had kind of hit up against the wall, but still had some hope that something could happen for them. And it seemed like a fun playground to go to for them to sort of take a shot at something different, a career versus a job. And the guys at Google were really great. They had a sense of humor about themselves. They laughed. They thought it was fun. I said, you know, me and Owen will have a different set of skills than the other Googlers who are be a little younger than us, and they really had a sense of humor about themselves and were great. So it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun getting to go up there and getting to peek behind the curtain.
I just want to know if you could step together for a second so we get pictures of you together.
Let's get the important stuff out of the way. Let's get these show ponies jumping some games. Absolutely.
Midnight in Paris.
Oh, thank you.
Vince, you're great.
Thank you. It was, well, the way it worked was I got a handwritten note saying if I'd be interested, it's this, it would shoot in Paris, and that was my first contact with him. I was interested, and then I did not meet him or speak to him again until 3 days before shooting when I showed up in Paris at the camera test. And he came up, he asked me how my flight was. I said, yeah, it was easy, it was good. He goes, well, it's the last you'll hear from me, I'll see you later. And he was obviously kidding, but we didn't ever talk that much. He's a very polite, very gentle guy. But it's sort of, he kind of, you know, if he's happy with what you're doing, he just seems to sort of kind of, you know, let you do it.
Now that you two are back together, will there be Wedding Crashers 2 coming up anytime soon?
Well, you never know. You never know how
we had
things will shake out.
after Crashers, we had a bunch of people come for stuff, but it never seemed like there was necessarily an idea. It was more sort of to want to get us together after that. And what was fun about this one was the movie's really about something, and it felt like a good concept. So there's no plans for anything else, but we're excited about this one.
What do you consider the best comic duo in movie history?
Well, I don't want to argue with the voters from this. I don't want to get sideways with these people.
We didn't come here to step on our gracious host toes.
Yeah. I mean, to me, you know, Redford Newman are always like, we're sort of the gold standard, but I just...
Who are we to tell the people at cinema? Exactly.
I can't imagine how much fun you guys have working together. Can you share a couple of stories about what happened on the set?
Well, I know just right from the beginning when we were talking about going to Google and kind of, you know, seeing kind of Vince kind of walking around there and kind of just knowing kind of, you know, I think that, you know, having been friends as long as we have, you kind of know what the other guy's thinking, and we're both thinking like, if we had landed at this place, we could have cleaned up this place. It's like, they just seem so kind of, you know, everyone just seems so kind of friendly and nice. And then when we were kind of shooting in Atlanta, you know, now things are different. Vince has a baby daughter, and I have a son, and so
Yeah.
things have changed a little bit. But now that's also nice.
Yeah, we have like a good audience to look at our pictures.
Yeah, right.
For each other.
That's it, guys.